Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's pick a card reading, we are looking at good omens. And the reason why I was inspired to make this reading is actually because I went for a really nice walk yesterday. I also created a photo collage, which I titled Urban Eden, which you can find on the community board, which I will link in the description box below if you're curious, because there's also some additional messages, channeled messages for each of the images on that collage. So if you want to do a pick a picture in addition to this pick a card, feel free to check those out as well. Without further ado, let's do your selections. So for group number 1, we have the lovely little ladybug. For group number 2, we have the big bouncing bumbler. And for group number 3, we have the friendly fox. I just randomly did the alliteration. Don't mind me. Select the group or groups that you feel called to. If you feel called to more than one, or if you feel called to all of them, that's totally fine. There may be just multiple good omens that Spirit is bringing you. Take what resonates and leave the rest, as these are general readings for large groups of people. I hope you enjoy the readings. We'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, you chose the ladybug. Now, the reason I wanted to do this good omens reading is because a lot of the times omens are seen as something negative or portents of negative things. But I'm seeing this right now as a good opportunity to bring about more positive perspective on good omens, signs, synchronicities, portents of good from Spirit, because they will more often show you that than anything else. So let's get rid of the old superstitious mindsets and see the beauty in everything and the types of magic that can come about when we're open to these types of synchronicities. So the ladybug feels like good luck to me for you. Group number 1, you have adventure. All right. So, it's funny because I was sitting outside the other day and I was watching a ladybug fly, and it was like kind of flexing and unflexing its wings. And it's really cool how they like open up their shell, like they open up the shell and then the wings come out and then they can fly. And I feel like you have this capacity to walk. And they're also showing me walking in multiple dimensions, like how bugs can walk not only on the ground, but also up the walls, like Spider-Man. They have those grippy things on their fingers so they can walk in multiple dimensions. So you, group number 1, one of these good omens, especially if you're seeing ladybugs, is that you are able to walk in different dimensions and adventure consciously or unconsciously into these dimensions, and maybe even into physical spaces as well, because that was the cool thing. I watched the ladybug walk around on the door and then on the ground, and then it flexed its wings and it flew off so far out into the forest. And I was like, wow, this tiny little creature can go so much further than even I can. So I thought that was really cool. I feel like you guys are going to be adventuring. You're going to be expanding. You're going to see your gifts expand as well. So there's something about like being able to move freely. Yes, and having your body or your circumstances facilitate that, whether it's like the physical movement that you're able to do at the body level, or the physical movement that you're able to do because you have the technology almost to do so. Maybe that's spiritual technology, or maybe that's physical technology like cars, trains, planes, buses. I don't know. But there's something about being able to move freely. I actually feel this one. Be true to your heart. The gramophone really standing out to me here. This could also be another one of those like good omens, synchronicities. I'm also noticing that in both of these cards, you have the conch shell. Okay. And the conch shell can be very good in terms of the message Spirit's bringing through. Like I've seen conch shells in my life around times where I was getting like this call almost, it's like kind of seeing like the spiritual phone. The conch shell is like a call to action, or I'm getting the word herald. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Spirit. That's pretty much what I was trying to say. It's like a herald that calls you forth, a herald that helps guide you in the right direction. So you might be being called to go and adventure, and this is because it's true to your heart. Freedom is your natural state of being, is what I just heard. Yes, fully. Freedom is your natural state of being, group number 1. And this is something that Spirit is showing you signs around so that you will know when it's time to move freely, to expand, to move past the bounds of what you've previously perceived to be possible for yourself. I don't know why there's so much alliteration happening. Like in the intro, when I did the card or the image selections, I was called to use alliteration. And I'm finding myself just unconsciously doing that now as well. Alliteration is having similar letters either at the beginning of the word or within the words themselves. So it creates a sort of melodic tone or melodic flow. And it's a literary device. So maybe there's something here to do with adventuring in the mind or through literary works. I'm getting that as well, like fiction or poetry perhaps as well. Yeah, poetic. Yeah, like a different way of expanding your mind. And this helps you to move in different directions, especially with the be true to your heart. Poets are very heart-centered people, right? So they see the world through this perspective and they're able to relay that through the language of words. And I just think it's really cool. So maybe that's what the gramophone's talking about as well, and the conch shells, because both of those are about sound, hearing, communication. I'm seeing this. There's 3 ships in this card too. So there's something about your ships setting sail. Yeah, again, movement, adventure, travel, freedom. Looking on the bottom of the deck, you have new experiences and possibilities. Yes, indeed. So definitely new experiences, new possibilities coming in for you. I'll show it. Yeah, bountiful harvest and empowerment. You guys are seriously expanding. Let's get some more information. Believe in yourself. This card keeps coming up. Every time I use this deck, this card keeps coming out in all the readings. See yourself doing well and you will. Self-belief is so underrated, you guys. Like self-belief can transform your reality. That's actually something Spirit's been drawing my attention to through the omens and synchronicities and symbols and all that good stuff. They've been showing me that message a lot. And so I'm not surprised that this card keeps coming out because, like I was just saying, it keeps coming out in all the readings. So Spirit is like, hey, listen. Hey, listen. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Anything is probable, actually, is what they just said, probable. So not just possible, but it's probable that will happen or that you can do that thing, no matter how far-fetched it seems. Editing Siobhan here with a real live ladybug sighting while I'm editing your video. You believe in yourself enough and you put in the work and you trust and have faith in God and in Source and in the guidance that you're getting and what feels right to your heart. And you pursue that, literally anything is possible. And they're showing me the ladybug walking on the walls again and on the ceiling. So like literally anything is possible. And Spirit has been teaching me about this concept of like breaking the mental barriers, because anything is possible. But the problem is that as humans, we have been conditioned. We have been programmed. We have been brainwashed, and not in a good way, not like cleaning the brain, but programming it with these things that keep us in this loop of we can't do that. We can't walk up walls. We can't climb onto the ceiling. We can't fly free. We can't do these things. And the idea that's actually coming to mind is a memory from when I was a kid. I watched Mary Poppins and she had her umbrella, right? And she could like float down with her umbrella or fly with her umbrella. And I was like, I can do that. So I got my umbrella. I took it to school. I climbed up onto the top of the little playhouse, like those little treehouse type things. And I jumped off the roof with the umbrella. And it hurt when I landed. And I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed because I fully believed. And they're bringing this up for a reason, okay? Because Spirit will give us this idea of we can do anything and just follow the signs and believe in yourself. And there's still that certain level of like human disappointment when we realize that there are certain things that are not quote unquote possible. But what they're telling us here is that those impossibilities are just things that you learned to keep you stuck. So even though I believed well enough that I could jump off of that treehouse, off of that play place and fly, I was not able to do it. Why? Not because it wasn't possible, but because it wasn't probable. Because I was not at a level, I guess I should say. I wasn't at a state of mind that would have made that probable. I wasn't in the right frequency, or I wasn't in the right mindset. Now, I'm not saying go jump off of something. If you have like strong enough belief, you'll be able to fly. That's not what I'm saying. Spiritually, that is what I'm saying though. Because Spirit is like, no, but that's what we're saying. And they're like, you need to decondition your mind and shift your frequency and your timeline and the potential, because they're like, literally anything. They're telling me right now, literally anything is possible. You can fly. But it's like, they're showing me Neo in the Matrix when he first tries to jump across the building, and they're actually showing me the same thing from Spider-Man. And it's like when he lost his belief in Spider-Man 2, I think it was, he starts losing his abilities. He lowers his vibration because he starts to become really resentful of his gifts, or he becomes sort of like burdened. And it's like you always have a choice, you know? But there's something here, the message that they're bringing through so strongly. I'm just going to get, oh my God, wish upon a star. The message they're bringing through so strongly, group number 1, is that we are meant to believe. And when we don't, it really does impede what we can create or what is possible for us. Wish upon a star, make a wish and expect the very best. So it's like Neo and it's like Spider-Man. If you are in that state of belief where you truly have come to know your power, where you have fully stood in it, anything is possible. But how do we know when that has happened? Well, it's basically like we can just do it. Like, you'll know you're ready if you can just do it. Now, I'm not saying go jump off of things. I'm not like, please don't do that. But like, there's something about being able to do it, and that's when you know you've achieved that level, because you have full, complete faith in yourself and in what you're capable of. But it might take a few times to decondition the failures or to decondition the painful landings when you were not able to fly, when you took that leap of faith, but you weren't fully sure of yourself yet, or of what you were doing, or of spirit or God, and then you fell and you got hurt. It's like it takes time to decondition the initial programming, and then the resultant programming from that, and then to recondition and to integrate the next level potential. Does that make sense? Okay, let's get some Synchronicities Oracle cards. This is my new deck. I am self-publishing it, you guys. If you would like to help me to publish this, pre-ordering is the way to do so. Not only will you get the deck when I have the funds to be able to do the printout, which I'm hoping is by June 2024, but you'll also get my eternal support, my eternal thanks and gratitude, because I would not, let me correct that. I would not be able to print this deck without you guys supporting the growth of it, or the inception of it. So yeah, anyway, you have the billows, I guess that's called billows. And the world in reverse, the globe in reverse. Okay, I heard stoke the flames and a change in the wind. All right. So something about a change in the wind, taking you on some kind of adventure, getting you out of your box is what Spirit just said. Again, I feel like flight or expansion is really important here. New experiences, getting out of your comfort zone, getting out into the world, adventuring, exploring, trying new things. And it doesn't have to be adventuring to foreign countries. It could just be doing new things that you've never done before, or in a new way that you've never tried in your everyday life, or just like going into different parts of your neighborhood, or like doing things you've never done, you know, like there's so many ways that can be employed in our life. We just have to be willing to do that. And there's a little beetle flying around in my office right now. I just heard it hit against the glass. So don't let the glass stop you. Like, don't glass ceiling yourself, group number 1. You've got the candle in reverse. I didn't used to do reversals for the Synchronicities deck, but I've taken to liking that a little bit lately, so we'll just go with it. You've got the selector arrow. I heard go after what you want. Ignite your passion. Yeah, be true to your heart. Like, ignite your passion, be true to your heart, go after what you want, believe in yourself, wish upon a star, make it come true, you know? I feel like I need to turn this one up right. I don't know. I just go with my intuition, guys. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. It's all just like what feels intuitively right. You have the bookcase. Didn't I mention books earlier? Yes, I did. Yeah, something about exploring through fiction Maybe like reading books that you would never normally read. Sometimes I like to just go to the bookstore. Sometimes I like to go down to this little bookstore near my place, and there's a black cat that sits there. It's like the bookstore cat, and they have crystals, and they have like all of these cool old used books, and it's just like one of my favorite places. I just love bookstores. And I sometimes I'll just like intuitively pick a book, and sometimes it'll sit on my bookshelf at home for like months. And then finally Spirit will be like, okay, you're ready to read that book now. I'll get that little nudge. It'll pop into my mind. I'll see the image of the book in my head. That's how Spirit will communicate with me. Or they'll just be like, literally, you're ready to read that book. And they'll say it verbatim. And I got to tell you this story. Okay, there was this book that they told me to get. It's called The Blind Astronomer's Daughter. And I had like same thing. I went to the bookstore, got the book, picked it out intuitively, not my normal type of book. It sat on my shelf for a couple of months. Finally, Spirit gave me that little nudge. They showed me the book. They said, you're ready to read it now. I started reading it, and the main character's name is Siobhan. I had no idea. And that's my name. And they even referenced the fact that the name means God is gracious. And I got full shivers through my body when I read that line, and the story, just like there were so many synchronicities in the story to what was going on in my life at that time, and so many clues, like puzzle pieces all fit together. And this is how Spirit communicates. It is through these synchronicities. It is through you listening to those little intuitive nudges and following them. It's those heralds, those calls, those omens, those synchronicities, that self-belief and that trust and that faith to be able to pursue and to listen when that inspiration comes in. And I'm seeing something about books expanding your mind, your worldview, your mindset. Yeah. Following your heart and creating these new potentials for you, like not only new experiences and possibilities, but like, oh, I didn't even realize it says possibilities there. And we were talking about possibilities versus probabilities. Yeah. So I feel like you guys are really going to be experiencing what is possible for you beyond the bounds of what you previously thought was possible. And you're going to see that you're going to do well. You're going to see yourself doing well. You're going to do well, and then you will. I'm also getting a side message, somebody who wants to write a book. Not only are you going to be writing one book, you're going to be writing like series of books. They're showing me the books piling up on this bookshelf. So reading and writing could be significant here as well. And it's kind of like, having the inspiration too. Sometimes just getting out in the world can be inspiring. Doing new things is inspiring. Like that's literally the inspiration for this video, was that I went for a walk and I saw those omens, and then I had this idea, this divinely inspired idea. So I think that's going to be part of this as well. And those inspirations, when you act on them, when you put them out and you believe in yourself that they will become a reality, that you can wish upon this star and you can make it real, that God will help you make it real. The universe, source will make you make it real, they said. Okay, they will make you make it real. These things are actually also going to open up more possibilities for you. No, this was right sitting on the bottom of the deck the whole time, and I didn't know it. The book. Like I said, there's something about books here that's important. Going into different dimensions of the mind, they just said. Yeah, and they're showing me again. The ladybug walking up the wall. Something about being able to read or connect to the imagination. Yeah. The imagination of others, your own imagination. The imagination is the conduit through which Spirit communicates. The imagination is the psychic realm. And it is that bridge. So it's a two-way street. You can cross the bridge that way, or you can cross the bridge this way. So there's a lot here that is going to be made possible through the pages of a book that you are reading or that you are writing. And I'm seeing like expansion, just a lot of expansion for you. The boat. The life preserver. Okay. This is a very good omen. Yes, indeed. Because if you have felt like lost at sea, They did show us the ships earlier. Like if you have felt lost at sea, or you didn't know which direction to go, or you were like in this boat without your paddles, not knowing what to do or where to go, there's going to be a saving grace. There's going to be something about a new direction is what I'm getting. You're going to be having a new sense of direction. And it's going to feel like this is a saving grace because it helps you to I'm actually hearing it helps you know that you deserve the very best. I'm also seeing the word expect. So there's something about expectation when used correctly, being able to help you to manifest good things in your life. Actually, they're correcting me. They said switch the word manifest to create. Manifestation, I think, has this connotation of, oh, I'm just going to think about it or expect it or wish it, and then it'll happen. And that's not how it works. It's a combination of intention, belief, expectation, deconditioning, reconditioning, subconscious programming, expansion of the mind, frequency of the soul, inspired and aligned action, and then even more inspired and aligned action over and over and over again. And then it becomes a reality. So it's like you don't just think an idea and then it pops onto the canvas for you. It's like you have to learn how to hold the brush and how to select the right paint and how to burnish, how to shade, how to make the colors pop. You have to practice again and again and again. You have to get the canvas. You have to do all of these different things. So it's not like a super straightforward process, but it is. Like it's simple in what it is, but it's complex in what it requires of us. Bottom of the deck, we have the cyclone, the tornado, the twister. So I feel like you guys have good power here, good potential to be able to shift something quite significantly. And again, they're bringing me back to books again, because they showed me The Wizard of Oz, and that was a book. And actually, I think he wrote a series of books. But anyway, The Wizard of Oz is the most popular one. And it's literally being taken from one reality to another. And they did mention something about dimensional bridging or adventuring. Maybe you're doing some astral travel work or practice. Maybe you're doing dreamtime stuff. Maybe you're doing creative fantasy exploration, right? Like exploring the bounds of your mind and then drawing that into this reality. Yeah, it's like your dreams being made manifest by you because you're in this creative process or this creative flow. So allow yourself to adventure in the physical reality, because I think that the more you expand the bounds of your physical perception of freedom, the more that your mind is also going to reflect that, and you're going to be able to boil that down into something built on this self-belief that will become something manifest, something that you have created. It could be a book, it could be something else. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of creative inspiration here for you, group number 1. All right, Spirit said that's it. I was looking to the other cards. They said, no, that's it. So that is the message for you, group number 1. That ladybug sign, the conch shell, the gramophone, the books and the bookshelf, the boats, these are all, anything really here in this reading can be also part of those synchronicities around the good omens, pointing you in the direction of pursuing or expressing or creating what this divine inspiration is prompting you to do or to become. So wish upon a star and make it real. Believe in yourself. All right, that is what I have for you today, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you guys are interested in getting the Synchronicities Oracle deck, it would be much appreciated if you could pre-order. That way, I'll be able to do the print off and everybody will get them. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading on Good Omens. You guys chose the bumblebee. And as I was saying in the intro, this reading was inspired by a walk that I took yesterday, and I saw five huge bumblebees at separate points on the walk, and I was outside for like 3 or 4 hours. So there was several experiences of these huge bumblebees happening to find me and like buzzing around me. And I have the bumblebee as one of my main totems. So I was like surprised, but it was like a beautiful, magical moment. They were like huge, like this big, fluffy little bumblers. I just love them so much. So I feel like you guys are going to be attracting, like it felt like they were magnetized to me because they're one of my main spirit totems. So I feel like you guys are attracting a lot. You're like drawing it in. There's this magnetic energy that you have right now. And bumblebees could be one of those good omen signs that is letting you know, hey, you are in a very high vibration right now and you're drawing stuff in. You're magnetizing things to you. So let's get some information in regard to these good omens and how you can see them showing up or what to expect. We have be your best self always. Be your best self always. I mean, yeah, that's a given, isn't it? But sometimes it's harder than other times. I'm getting a message about high vibration though. Specifically, the bumblebees are very high vibrational. Like just being able to be around them is high vibrational. They also break limits. We were kind of talking a little bit about this in group number 1, like possibility versus probability. And this is a good example of that because bumblebees aerodynamically shouldn't be able to fly, but they do. So there's something about like your vibration and using frequency to create possibility or probability for yourself, being able to expand, being able to magnetize and to create. Now, being your best self here, I think, is about being in that vibration, being in that high vibration. You also have potential gateway here. Wow. Okay. Potential gateway. So the world just stood still. Like I was staring at this card and everything just stopped. Sometimes that happens in readings, but not too often because usually messages come in so fast. That actually happened in one other reading recently. Maybe that was a group that you were drawn to. But anyway, there's something here about raising your frequency significantly. And it is going to take you out of the reality that you were previously in. And you are magnetically drawn to the reality that you are your best version of self. So it's like basically you're quantum shifting your consciousness. And the way that they've taught me that this works, and I'm still learning, so just, this could change. But from what I understand about quantum shifting, what they've shown me is that there's infinite parallel timelines, and they all exist in like different multiverses of the universe. And we, as divine consciousness points, as like fractalized expressions of the creator God, we can shift our frequency, our consciousness, and by doing so, shift the timeline. And what that means is that you actually like quantum shift into an entirely different reality, different version of self. You align to a different version of self and you become that without realizing that you've done that. So it's like you're literally not the same person that you were yesterday, especially given the fact that we're constantly evolving and changing anyway. But it's like there's something about this shift from like this one version of you to this other version of you, and you can actually like boot your consciousness from one to the other point and not realize that you've done that. Isn't that cool? It's a really cool idea. I don't still fully know how it works, but yeah. Anyway, there's this potential gateway that's open right now for you, group number 2. And there's something about raising your frequency or vibration to jump from one point to another. And in doing so, there's going to be a lot of, it's like potential, I guess, possibilities open up for you because it's like in this new reality, you have more aligned skills or improved. I did just get the word status. I wasn't going to say that, but okay, status. Something about like the power that you have in this alternate version of you is different than the one that you've been in or that you've been kind of attached to. And it's like by detaching from that through raising your frequency, you completely shift into a new reality. Higher ground. Yes, that's what I mean. It's a higher frequency. It's a higher dimensional plane. It is literally higher ground because that's what they were showing me here. Look, see how it's lifting off. It's like you're uprooting and completely lifting all the way up. That it's like not even a gateway that goes through. It's a gateway that goes up. And you are like Jack and the Beanstalk here, just shooting through the roof. You got the magic beans. Magic beans, group number 1. Sorry, group number 2. There may be messages for you in group number 1. Just got to say it because it's coming up here. And when I'm channeling, everything happens for a reason. So anyway, it's like there's this massive growth. Something's shooting through the roof. Your vibration is, they just said again. So your vibration is shooting through the roof. And as a result, you're shifting into this higher timeline. Bountiful harvest. Wow. The Holy Spirit is really with you. The dove and the world, or the dove and the world. I feel like the Holy Spirit is really with you, really on your side, or you're channeling or embodying that. And that's what's allowing this like massive high vibrational frequency to shift timelines, to shift quantum realities, to shift like the world that you exist within, literally. Higher ground and this world are really standing out to me. So it's a higher vibrational earth plane. Gaia, Tara, you're not operating at the 3D earth anymore. You're operating at 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 12D. I heard as well 12D for some of you. Wow. That is high. That is very high. It's a potential gateway for that, for sure. Wow. Okay. I think I can fit one more there. Celebrate differences. Oh, and they just showed me celebrating the difference. Sorry, we got interrupted. Celebrating literally interrupted. Oh my God. There's an interruption in the reality because you shift from one state to another, from one world, one reality to another. And they're saying celebrate the differences in that because you will see, first of all, the omens that you're about to shift. Okay, so you'll notice your vibration is increasing. You'll feel happier, more powerful, more abundant, like anything is possible. Those are the omens that you're about to shift or that you've just shifted. Especially if you see bumblebees, they just said. Yeah, especially if you see bumblebees because they talk directly about frequency. So you guys pay attention to those bumblebees. Maybe you see them online. It's a repeating synchronicity or becomes one. Maybe you see them physically. But anyway, I'm just like fiddling with the cards now. So I'm seeing you being able to celebrate the differences, or being called, I should say, to celebrate the differences between the previous reality and the new one. And you'll notice the differences in terms of like how you're experiencing your life or what's going on around you. You might even see shifts in other people who you have in your life. Like they start behaving differently than they normally would. It's like you can see one thing is not like the other. You're like, wait, you look the same, you dress the same, but you're not the same. What's going on here? And it's because you've quantum shifted. You're in an entirely different reality. You're in a different world. It looks the same. This happens all the time, and humans are not aware of it because it's so fluid. It's a process that is so natural to us that it's like breathing. We don't really think about breathing until we think about breathing, And this is what they're talking about here. So that's why they're saying, like, how in meditation they say focus on your breath? Well, that could also be something that's helping you raise your vibration, just saying. But also, I think that it's like the more that you pay attention to this, the more that you will not only notice it, but you'll enhance it, right? Same thing as like when you focus on breathing, the quality of your breath improves because you're intentionally aware and you're working with that and you're using that to really center yourself. Not in all cases. Not everybody gets calm from focusing on their breath, but that's the example, okay? They said one more is the one on the bottom. Yeah, 2 more. Illumination. Somebody may have a butterfly tattoo. I just got that message, super random. Butterfly tattoo. If you thought about getting one or you have one, especially if it's on the back, but it could be anywhere on the body. Yeah, the moth and the butterfly are standing out to me. So you're moving to this higher timeline. Moths to a flame, moths to a flame. When you align to that high vibrational frequency, it's like moths to a flame. You'll just be like drawn in, magnetic. They can't help but go towards the light. You know, they're just like drawn to it. I wonder what it would be like to be a moth and to feel that. Just like, wow, like what is that light? I have to go towards it. It's like this insatiable draw, you know, or this like intangible force. So I feel like that's what we're talking about here with this frequency shift and this magnetism. It's this intangible force that is drawing you forward. It's taking you into that shift in reality. Expansion. Yeah. Expansion, group number 2. This is what I'm talking about. Higher ground, potential gateway, be your best self. You are expanding your sense of self. And they show me these a lot too, right? The hot air balloons, okay? If you see hot air balloons, that's one of those synchronicities. I'm going to put that in another synchronicities deck. Ooh, I just let slip some info. But anyway, the hot air balloons can be a sign, a portent of a good omen that you are raising your frequency to higher ground, that you are moving through this gateway energetically, and that you're going to manifest a lot of good things in this new timeline, because it's like a higher dimensional version of self. And I'm actually going to do an entire reading on that called Multiverse. So we're going to be talking about like the multiverse, different versions of you, how to align intentionally with that version of you that knows how to do this thing that you want to do. Like there's an expert version of you in everything, and all you have to do is tap into that and channel that and then become that. So like if you want to be really good at painting and you don't know how to paint, there's a version of you, a universe where you are an expert painter, because literally it's infinite, right? So literally anything that can exist does exist. And the only thing you need to do is intentionally, right, through focus, be in alignment with that energy. Draw that in, or rather, I guess not really, it's not like you're drawing that energy into you, but I guess it is, because that magnetic energy is like you drawing that in. Yeah. It's almost, they're showing me that it's in two directions. So you pull it towards you like a magnet, but as you set that intention, or as you shift your frequency, you're also drawing yourself towards it. So it's like they're coming together like that. That's what they're showing me. So there's this high vibrational expansion happening. Yeah, they're showing me all the frequency, like high vibrational frequency symbols. The dove, the hummingbird, the butterfly, the hot air balloons, bumblebee. Yeah. Talk about your feelings. Tell a friend how you feel. You are gifted. You are very intelligent and talented. Oh, they just gave me a message that you can talk to these alternate versions of yourself, because they exist within you. So by quantum shifting is like, it's an internal process. That's why it's like breathing. It happens. And we were just talking about gifts. So I feel like this is going to significantly expand your gifts, creative gifts specifically, but really like anything. And you're going to be able to integrate that. It's like you're talking to this version of you, you're channeling that, you're integrating it. It's also in turn raising your frequency. So it's like it compounds upon itself. It has this positive snowball effect where you raise your frequency, you connect to that higher version of yourself, that raises your frequency even more, and then it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And that's why I'm getting this like Jack in the Beanstalk type of vibe, because it's like it just shoots up like that so fast. And then you find yourself walking in the clouds and you're like, how did I get here? Well, you did that. You grew yourself up. You expanded your mind. And now there's going to be this bountiful harvest as a result of that. Okay, I feel those two. Water, drink more water and eat foods with water in them, such as fresh fruits and vegetables. Being like, if some of you have issues with taking care of your physical body, there's a version of you out there who doesn't. They have a really easy time taking care of their physical body, and their physical body is in peak healthy condition. Again, just aligned to that timeline. You'll wake up in the morning and go, oh, I could really go for like a quart of water. A quart. What? Just drink a bunch of water. I just feel like I'm going to drink a bunch of water. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to eat something healthy. Feel great. Feel really good. And then that builds on itself. And you're like, what changed? All of a sudden, this just shifted for me. And now I'm in this higher timeline and in this reality where I'm like that girl, or like that guy. And it can be that easy is what Spirit is saying. Now, the downside, or like the only caveat to that, is that yes, it's that easy to go up, but it's also just as easy to go back down. Like we can shift all the time. However, and this is something that Spirit has been teaching me, is that yes, we fluctuate constantly based on the changing of our moods or intentions or doubts, fears, etc. But when we raise our frequency, especially past a certain point, it becomes stable. Okay, so it's like we've anchored it, it becomes integrated, it becomes part of us. And so even if you go through a hardship, or even if something creates or fosters doubt in your mind or lowers your vibration temporarily, you don't drop back down and anchor to the lower timeline. You can't, because you've already raised your frequency up so high. It's like once you've expanded to that point, you can't really shrink back down again. Yeah, it's like a balloon that has expanded and stretched out. Like even if the air is sucked out, it's still bigger. It's still able to hold all of that. And there's still some left in there too. So there's this energy. Oh yeah, balloon, right. But anyway, there's like expansion. Oh, worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. It's definitely going to be worth waiting for. Bountiful harvest, higher ground, this gateway to your best self, a huge expansion for you, group number 2. Like this is definitely going to be worth waiting for if you've been working at this for some time. Again, these omens, look out for them because they're going to be keeping you in that high vibration. That's what Spirit does. It's like they won't let you get off track if you're paying attention. They won't let you. It's like it's impossible to get off track if you're paying attention. And you can also do this. Spirit called me to do this. Set the intention that to ignore a message from Spirit or to ignore what is going to serve your highest good in your soul's evolution and growth will be really hard to do. So like if there is something you need to do physically or spiritually or intellectually, it becomes very hard to ignore it. It becomes like this force, this internal magnetic force. And that's what happens with me. Like because I've set that intention and I'm a creator being. My intention is will of God. So if I say, it's really hard for me to ignore an intuitive hit or to ignore a symbol or sign that's directing me in this direction. It literally is. It's like I can't scroll past that video that I'm supposed to watch. I can't turn right when I feel in like such a strong pull to turn left. It's like it becomes this magnetic force that works for you rather than against you. And so it makes it easier not only to get into alignment, but to stay in alignment. And like I said, once you stay in that energy for long enough, or even just powerfully enough, it doesn't even have to be about time, just strong enough. It anchors, it's integrated. That's your new baseline. That's what I'm seeing here. It's your new baseline, and it's a very high baseline. So that's good. Now, I'm going to, just because we don't have enough room to get the Synchronicities Oracle and I don't want to lay them out on top, I'm just going to gather these up and we'll do the Synchronicities. All right. So this is my new deck. It's available for pre-order. I am self-publishing, so the more people pre-order, the more it helps to get this deck actually printed out. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. If you want the deck, link is below. You have the matchstick. It's lit. I just heard it's lit really loud in my head. It's not lit here, but it will be. It will be. You have the spaceship. Again, I'm getting higher vibrational frequency. Tractor beam is like a magnetic pull. Beam me up, Scotty has been a synchronicity that's been coming up so much lately. I think I've mentioned it a few times in the readings, but it's come up so much behind the scenes for me that it's just like insane. It like 3-4 times a day from different things that I'm called to watch. And I'm just like, okay, Spirit, like I get it, but I don't. Like, what is this? Higher vibrational timeline. They just said, okay, yeah, thank you. And the bridge, that's the gateway. That's the bridge between realities, the quantum shift that you're doing, group number 2. It's lit, they said again. It's lit. You're shifting timelines. You're lighting up your frequency. It's like fireworks is what they're showing me. You have the bow. Oh, neat little package, they said. Neat little package. And they're showing me that bountiful harvest card again. So there's something, you're going to get some kind of gifts from this, or you're going to see a lot of things being presented to you as you shift to that new reality. So that could also be another good omen that is showing you that you're about to shift, or that you are shifting, or that you have, is that you start to see things coming in. Again, the predominant energy here in your reading group number 1 is magnetism. So when you are on the other side of this bridge, you have like this tractor beam, moths to a flame. It's lit. You're lit. You just draw things in. Possibilities, opportunities, people, gifts, things, magic. Like they're showing me literally anything and everything. They're showing me clairvoyantly this person standing outside, and I can see their auric field just it's huge. Expansion. Yeah, you did have the expansion card. Expansive and super high vibrational, because that's essentially what high vibration is. Low vibration is more condensed. High vibration is more expanded. That's how it works. And the frequency is faster, the wavelengths are closer together. And so it's more powerful than low vibrational. That's why high vibrational souls are more magnetic and attractive and can use the law of attraction and creation to their benefit, is because it's faster. It's faster, it's easier. It's like driving a Ferrari versus driving a Subaru. That's what they just showed me. Yeah, Ferrari. So you're like ramping things up here. Now, what they were showing me was this person with this huge, massive magnetic attractive auric field. And it was literally like they had this X-Men like superhero magnetism, where everything just like they just like draw it in, and it's just like, like getting stuck to your body. There's just like all of these things that are just magnetizing and being drawn into you. I think there was a show called Extraordinary. It's hilarious. It's a little vulgar, but it's hilarious. And there's a guy in that show who has a superpower, or a girl, I can't remember. Yeah, it's a girl, I think. Anyway, she draws in anything metal. She's like very magnetic, so it'll just like happen randomly, and then all of a sudden everything metal in the surrounding area is just like stuck to her. It's kind of like that. Like you have this tractor beam in your energy field, it's drawing everything in because you've shifted your reality. The tower in my Synchronicities Oracle represents building something solid. And this is like the anchoring to that timeline where it's very stable and it's, again, high, right? Like the tower is tall. You have a much wider view and a higher perspective. Again, they're showing me Jack and the Beanstalk. Like you go all the way up, all the way up. We all the way up. Oh, you guys, I love doing blessings reading. You can probably tell like my energy shifts when I do blessings readings, because I can talk about serious stuff too. We have to, it's duality, but I love doing blessings readings and like good omen readings. Makes me happy. So you have the world. This is kind of like the you are here. Again, they're saying, beam me up, Scotty, and the world. So this is like galactic level frequency upgrades is what they're telling me. Yeah, because you're raising your frequency beyond just the earth plane. The earth plane is fundamentally three-dimensional. But like I said, you are going, or did I say? Or was that in group 1? Anyway, you're moving into like 5D, 7D, 12D earth, 12D frequencies, I should say. And in the earth plane, that has a powerful effect on what you can manifest and what you can draw in. So again, it's like you have this tractor beam and this energy is like you are here, and then it's very stable, so it just like pulls everything to you. It's lit. It is lit. People may be drawn to you. Yeah. People can sense a high vibration, whether they realize it or not. Like I can literally see people with a high vibration. I look at them and I can see it in their eyes. I can see it in their auric field. I can feel it from them energetically. It is palpable. Like when you become very sensitive, it is physically noticeable in multiple ways. But I'm seeing that even people who are unconscious, who are still operating at that lower dimensional reality, you can still interact with them. That's the other thing here. Like let's say you're operating at 7D. You can still interact with 3D people. It's very interesting, but it's like you see their reality and you see yours and you're like, whoa, look at the differences there. Wow, that's crazy. And you did have spot the differences or like look at the differences. So again, you'll see the differences between like the way that you are perceiving reality and the way that they're perceiving reality. And the example of this that's coming to mind is actually like when I talk to someone who doesn't see synchronicities or who doesn't see the magic or like work with spirit in that way, and they don't understand it. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're operating at this frequency and that's cool. Like there's nothing wrong with that. We all have to go through these different stages. And I'm like, it helps me to see how vastly different and how higher vibrational I have become because I can now see the difference. You know, I'm looking down and I'm like, oh, wow, I really see it now. And I'm grateful. And I'm empowered by that. And I can also activate people to that higher level. So like when people come into contact with me, I raise their frequency by extension because like people are portals. I've said this before in other readings, people are portals and you have the gateway card. So like if you're drawn to my channel, like if you're drawn to my channel, especially if you're new here, hey, well, welcome. What's up? I'm Siobhan. I'm a spiritual mentor, teacher, psychic medium, Akashic reader, Reiki master healer, and energy activator. I work with timelines and I help you to unlock your highest soul potential. So anyway, people are portals. And when you raise your frequency, you become an access point for other people to do the same thing, if they so choose, right? We always have free will. You can be this open doorway and someone at the third dimension can choose not to walk through it, and that's fine. That's a divine empowered choice for them at soul level. That's a divine creator being creating their reality. But yeah, you're getting this access point. You're getting this access point to move into this higher vibrational frequency. And you are being called to attention in regard to the shifts and changes that will physically, practically happen, both on the inside and how you're perceiving and experiencing your reality, but also on the outside in what is being reflected back to you or what you're seeing in terms of those physical changes. Now, again, I'm getting this message that people from all over the world will be drawn to you like a tractor beam, especially if you are in a public position. I'm seeing that opportunities will come through other people as well. So get out in the world. Group number 2, you have the lotus. The lotus blooms by rising through the mud and then up through the water and then up to the surface. Multiple dimensions. Mud is like 1 to 3D. The water, I would say that's like 4D. And then the surface of the water and up into the air is like 5D and above. So most of this world operates at around that 3D level. They're still in the mud. But if you're on this channel, you're probably already at 45D and above. And if you're not, then you will be because I'm an activator. I'm the bridge. But I feel like most of you who are drawn because it's magnetism and it's like attracts like in that sense. Not always, but most of the time. You're probably in this 5D, 7D and up. Yeah. Stamp of approval. And I'm hearing the song Round of Applause. Let me see that. Clap. I feel like you guys are getting a round of applause from Spirit. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Merkaba. Oh, look at that. I was mentioning some. Okay, if you guys are on social media, you could be seeing differences in your reality as well. Like, here's another example. My reality is so cultivated that the way I experience the world in my real life and in my psychic life is so vastly different to what I see going on online. Like sometimes something will just kind of like squeak through about like some drama that's happening in the world on my social media. I don't watch the news. I don't like nothing. And so nothing really gets through until maybe there's like a little short on my feed about something negative. And I'm like, wow, I really don't live in that reality, do I? But it's interesting that it still crops up there, and it allows me to see the difference. It's like by contrast, it just further solidifies where I'm at. So I'm being called to mention this to you, group number 2, because it's important that you see contrast as an opportunity to recognize where you're at versus where everyone else is at or where you've been before, instead of as something that you're doing wrong, like, oh, that negative energy is still getting through. No, it's still going to be there. Like it just is. It will still continue to exist there. And even if you're operating at this higher frequency or dimensional plane, it's still going to be there, and you can still interact with it. But you're being advised to see it as proof that you have shifted rather than that you are still in that old timeline. Okay. Yeah. So there's something about, like technology or social media that's also facilitating some kind of a bridge or connection here. So it could literally be this video, right? Like I said, I'm a portal. I'm a high vibrational galactic being. You guys can use this video and access through the activations that I bring to you these opportunities for higher vibrational growth, because that's literally what I was sent here to do. That's my mission. That's what I'm here to do. That's my work. So there's a Merkaba activation that comes along with this. This is the building out of the light body. This is the raising of the frequency. This is the higher vibrational field. That's the magnetism. That's where it comes from. It's literally building out a light body that is expanded, that is high vibrational, that is powerful and anchored. And like I said, once you get through these stages of building out the light body, it becomes solidified. So if you're not familiar with Merkaba, I would recommend searching it. There's lots of Merkaba meditations that you can do here on YouTube for free. There's lots of information about the Merkaba out on the web, on the internets. Just Google it. If you're interested, I would check out ascensionglossary.com. There's a lot of good information there as well. Spirit directs me there. They've been teaching me and showing me synchronicities and confirmations through that site as well a lot lately. So keep building up your light body, because this is what's shifting your frequency, raising it up to much, much higher ground, bridging the gap, opening this gateway, becoming more magnetic, and really expanding what's available to you in this reality. And you've got that stamp of approval. The seals, this could also talk about the 7 seals, the chakra system. That's again like getting your chakras into higher vibrational states by working with those individual energies within yourself. Helps to also activate the light body. It's all connected. So yeah, frequency, sound, visible light, like study all of these things, integrate that into your consciousness. Law of attraction, magnetism. These are all things that are going to lead you on that higher path or towards that or into that. Aura expansions. They just said, yep. That's what we've been talking about. Aura expansions for you, group number 2. So that's what I'm seeing here from the bumblebee. This is definitely a good omen that you're on the right track. If you were drawn to this reading, if you were drawn to my videos, if you were drawn to this channel, boom. Manifested. You have already shifted, okay? You have already shifted. You would not have been drawn to my readings if you had not shifted on some level, and I'm here to help you anchor it. I'm here to help you continue to expand. We're going to have that positive snowball effect where you just keep going higher and higher and higher into these best versions of yourself. Your full soul potential. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of the love and support that you guys are showing me on the channel too, by the way. Like lots of new subscribers are jumping on, and that's what Spirit helped me to do. Like they're helping me to conquer my fear of public speaking and, being visible in the world, and like you guys supporting me and showing me love, and even donations. Like you guys are sending me donations after my reading yesterday where I was talking about the financial struggles that I've been tested with, and just blown away. Like I'm so deeply, deeply grateful for you guys. So appreciative. I love you so much. Oh, my heart. And I just want to say that, and I just want to voice it. So thank you. Be your best self. I'm going to do the same. Let's do it together. I love you. We'll see you in the next reading. Oh, and if you want to order the Synchronicities deck, like I said, it's in the description box below. Okay, bye. All right, hi group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this fantastic fox, the fabulous furry fox friend. Oh my God, what is up with the alliteration in these readings? Anyway, the inspiration for this reading was from a walk that I took yesterday, like I was saying in the intro. I was walking through the forest. I was called to take this particular path, and I was a little bit like sketched out because sometimes there can be bears in the area, and I don't go out that often. And I was like, ooh, I hope I don't see any bears. And then this animal came around a curve in the bend on the trail I was on, and it looked like a fox. And I immediately was like, oh my God. And then I realized that's like a dog. I don't know what kind of dog it was, maybe like a Shiba Inu or something like that. Maybe a mixed crossbreed, but it looked kind of like a fox. And this dog had 3 legs, and it was like hopping along like that with its owner. And it was actually a beautiful moment. There was a lot of synchronicities that came up when I chatted with the owner for a second, and it was just really nice. But I'm seeing something here about like an omen around something that you've had fear of. And it's like it's like an optical illusion, or, you know, you initially think it's something scary, but it's not. Why would I be scared of a fox in the first place? It was because I was thinking of bears. But it's kind of like there's something, this good omen will show up when you are expecting something bad, or like you're fearing something bad almost, is what it feels like. Okay, let's get some information. I saw 137 on the recording time. That's a very, very good omen sign as well. I get that one a lot. You are worth it. You are worth it, group number 3. That is for sure. Very much. Empowerment. I do feel like this is to do with empowerment. This good omen. It's like it helps you to face your fear, or see that there's nothing to fear in the first place. That's what I'm seeing. The boats are really standing out to me. Look at the rowboat here, and you got the rowboats there. Okay, so the rowboats could be a significant symbol as well. You might see rowboats around the time that you're about to come out of some kind of darkness, you see, and into the light. It's like that fear just dissipates. And that's exactly what happened. I was kind of like walking along this trail a little cautiously, a little hesitant. And as soon as I had that interaction with the lady and her dog, I felt stronger. I felt more empowered. The rest of the trail, I walked with confidence. It shifted my energy completely. It was like, I'm safe. That's what it felt like. I'm safe. And foxes also have very heightened senses. So anytime that spirit shows me synchronicities around foxes, or that spirit animal seems to come up in my life, it's usually when I'm meaning to, or being called to, adapt my energy through my heightened sensitivity, and using that to my benefit to protect myself, or to create something, or to like move through some kind of a change. So I'm seeing that here as well. Okay. Yeah. Fresh approach. Okay, a little sticky note just fell off of my desk right beside me, and it's on the note. It's like steps that I'm wanting to take in terms of my goals here on the channel. So I've got like step 1, do this, step 2, do this. So I'm like trying to plan it out. This could be part of this as well. Sticky notes could be a synchronicity for some of you, but I'm seeing it's like planning these steps so that you can walk this path with more confidence. That's what it feels like. Yes. This could be a fresh approach for you, especially if you're not somebody who tends to plan or like work with that energy very... sorry. I kicked the camera. I kicked the tripod because I had an itch on my foot. So you might be like itching to move, and they're calling you to take a fresh approach to like physically do something that's going to be different. A different approach, yeah. And I did mention adaptability with the fox as well. So it's like adapting, taking this fresh approach, doing something in a new way, shifting your mindset around it perhaps, and seeing it differently will shift and impact the result that you get. Gratitude and appreciation can also really help too, because it's going to put you in that worthiness vibration. Yeah, definitely. It puts you in the worthiness vibration. I'm seeing you coming out of a darkness here, group number 3. I'm seeing that pretty strongly here. So it's like there was something that you felt kind of lost or aimless, or maybe you felt like you were at the will of the elements, possibly feeling even disempowered. Like the example of me being in the forest and fearing the bear. It's like I'm out of my element. I'm in their territory and the bear is bigger than me and it feels scary. But it's like I feel like you're coming out of that where you can really approach this situation differently and feel more confident in yourself and your ability to execute your plans or to continue on your path, feeling protected and empowered by the divine. Like Spirit was telling me when I was walking that path, because I was feeling fear, and they were like, we wouldn't put you in a position where that would happen. And my mind was going, yeah, but like other people get attacked by stuff. And they're like, yeah, but that's because they don't listen to their intuition. They ignore it, or they don't have access to it because they haven't done that kind of work yet. But it's like when you have access to your intuition and you follow it, and you pivot as many times as you need to in accordance with what your intuition is telling you, with what your sensitivity is giving you information about, then you put yourself out of harm's way time and time again and into blessings way, like on the path of blessings, on the path of synchronicities and alignment. Renewed hope, they just said. Yeah, renewed hope too, yeah. And then there's gratitude that comes from that. And then that becomes like a motivating factor to continue doing what you're doing. And it just continues to increase from there. Maintain your childlike spirit. You know what this is bringing to mind? When I was a kid, I used to go and play in the forest, and I never had those fears. I literally went and played in the forest almost every day as a kid. And I never had fears. I mean, there wasn't that many bears where I grew up, but like there was coyotes and stuff. There was a homeless man who lived on the other side of the water drainage pipe. But I just like knew that I was safe because I was connected to the fairies. I was connected to, I don't know. I just felt it, you know, like I just felt like I'm good. And I always was. There's something about that here. It's like trust, clear endeavor, trusting yourself to adapt and to shift in terms of your empowerment in executing this clear endeavor. I'm seeing that so clearly. And maintaining your childlike spirit, like you've got that card and you've also got the gratitude and appreciation card with the little girl here. So maintaining your childlike innocence, the unicorn as well, and purity keeps your vibration super high. It allows you to be more sensitive so you can see more clearly. And as a result, you're safer. You're protected by your energy and also by your sensitivity to what your energy is connecting to. So you've got double protection. Yes. I'm hearing 2 times 2. 2 times. Wow, these are very crooked. That's a little better. 2 times 2, something about 2 times 2. Finish what you've started. You've started something important and now it's time to complete it. Yeah, they're talking very clearly here for you, group number 3, in some kind of an endeavor. They keep giving me that word. That's why I keep using it. They're talking about something like you're like halfway down the path and it's like you walked the first half with some fear and trepidation. The second half, if you can really just see that you're safe and trust in spirit and all of the synchronicities that are coming about, the second half is going to be very different. Very different is what they're telling me. It's like you are going to shift significantly and you're going to finish what you've started with empowerment instead of struggle. It's like the darkness to the light, you know? And I did mention the tunnel. Or the drainage pipe. And it was like this big metal drainage pipe. And as a kid, I could walk all the way through it. And that's how I found out that there was a homeless guy over there. But it felt really magical going through this tunnel. It was like dark and creepy, but it was like a portal to some other place. So there's something about you being able to move through this dark tunnel and come out the other side. You know, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. That could also be a synchronicity or symbol that you're seeing as a good omen. So pay attention to tunnels with light at the end. They've been showing me those the past couple of days, and they've also been giving me finish what you've started. They told me that message several times yesterday. Literally, they said it like 3 times yesterday. So not surprised to see that here. You have brothers and sisters to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. This could be about recovering from like trust issues and self-worth issues and returning to that childlike spirit of I can trust myself and I can trust other people. Feels like cultivating or stepping back into secure attachment. Yes. Securely attached with yourself, securely attached with the divine, and you see healthier relationships around you as a result of that. Because teamwork is important here, okay? Teamwork makes the dream work. Work with others to make this situation come about. And it was, like I said, on the trail, it was that lady and that conversation I had with her that it just made me uplifted. I felt safer. I felt good. I felt aligned. And that was a teamwork situation. Like, I don't know that lady. She doesn't know me. We didn't exchange names or anything. It was a brief encounter, but it really did make a difference. And it's those little things that are really the blessings of life. So being able to connect with your brothers and sisters, not literally, I'm talking like your humanity brothers and sisters. All of us are brothers and sisters. And when we connect together with this innocence and love and genuine compassion and care, miracles happen. Miracles happen every day, group number 3. And they can happen for you. You've just got to be open to it and believe it and know that you are worth it. And be in that childlike spirit, see this fresh approach, and you'll see the empowered things come. Yeah, imagine. What would you see, feel, think, and hear if your wish came true? Use your imagination to expand. Use your personal power in combination with others to co-create a reality that is empowering for all. That's spiritual alignment. It's okay to be different. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. If there have been self-worth issues, because like I said again, the fox is highly sensitive. And the fox tends to get a bad rap. Like if you look at fox symbolism, a lot of it is like a fox in the hen house, or like the fox, the sly fox that's going to deceive you. It's like trust issues, But when I connect to fox energy, it's very high vibrational. It's sensitive. It's intuitive. It's like the guide through the forest. When you feel lost, the fox comes and can lead you home. It's the protector of the fairies. It's the nature spirit, guardian and guide. And this is the magic. It's like shifting your perspective. Looking at things through an innocent lens and seeing that what you feared is actually something surprisingly beautiful and wasn't scary at all. There's a little red robin that just caught my attention out the window, and he almost looks like he's looking right at me. And he just caught something in the ground. Early bird gets the worm. Finish what you've started, because there's something good that's going to come from this. And it's okay to be different. Maybe some of those self-worth issues came because you were so sensitive or you're different from other people. But again, see this as a gift, because it is. It is a gift. Maybe you're more childlike than other people. Maybe you're more emotionally sensitive, or I just got the word turbulent, okay? Maybe you're more emotionally turbulent than other people. That's not a bad thing. It just means that you feel more deeply. That's a power in and of itself, because the more deeply you feel, the more power you have in your auric field. Truly. Like the people who don't feel enough, they're actually numbed and their auric field gets limited. It gets kind of like clamped down. And it's hard to expand when you're emotionally numb. So those of us who are highly sensitive, it's because we have expanded our auric field. That's actually a normal thing. And now it's not about like wild swings in emotions that are disempowering to you. It's more like you can learn to regulate those emotions, but you will experience things intensely. That's normal. Okay. I'm going to get one more from this deck, and then we'll go into the Synchronicities Oracle. Let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. Okay, yeah, big message here. Group number 3, if you are highly sensitive, which I believe that you are, because that's what I'm feeling here energetically and what I'm seeing in the cards. If you are highly sensitive, like me, yeah, same. You will naturally take on other people's energy. Not naturally, but it just kind of happens. Because you like almost your auric field's so big that you just like bump into other people and you feel what they're feeling, and it can feel overwhelming. But they're saying here that if you can take this fresh approach, I'm also seeing cleaning up your auric field. Okay, they're talking about the rainbow body. They just drew me to those two cards. So keeping your energy clean from other people helps you to see things more clearly, because it may not even be your fear, it may be someone else's. You know, or it could be your own fear, but it may have been planted there by someone else long ago. So I'm seeing trust issues being healed here. So the fox is a symbol of healing those trust issues with self and others, and being able to let go of the stress, the worry, or the fear, or the unworthiness, and step into your true divine expression. Working with others and seeing the magic of your own empowerment, and empowering others too could be part of this as well. You have the hello and goodbye card on the bottom of the deck. You'll soon see that this change will make things better. This change will make things better. This is the fresh approach. That's like the halfway through mark where things shift, and the rest of the journey is easier. It's happier. But it's just a perspective shift. It was the same trail that I was walking, but it was the perspective shift that made the second half of the journey beautiful and light instead of stressful. Okay, let's get some synchronicities cards to close out your reading group number 3. This is my new deck. It is available for pre-order, and I thank you if you feel called to pre-order it in advance, because that's what's going to help me print them out. Okay, you've got the archway here. This is a portal. This is a gateway, and they're showing me a halfway point. They're showing me like the gateway in Mario World or Super Mario World, where you like jump through that thing and it goes whee. It's a halfway point. It's a checkpoint, check mark, and so. Again, this is the same message that they've been bringing through the whole time about being able to move through the second half of this journey a lot easier than the first half. This is the point, okay? Like, you're at it right now. If you came to this video and you clicked on group 3, you're already at it. This is it. This is the shift. I'm an energy activator. For those of you who are new on the channel, my name is Siobhan. I'm an activator. Okay, so I'm sent here to help people raise their frequency and align to their highest version of self and reality and timeline. So yeah, this is what you're doing. You're moving through this portal, this gateway into this higher expression of self, out of the swamp and into the saddle. That's the phrase they said, out of the swamp and into the saddle. Interesting. I like that analogy. It's Okay. They're also, sorry, there's a lot coming through. They're showing me, what is it called? The bog of despair, or the swamp of despair in the Never-Ending Story. And Atreyu and his horse get kind of like stuck into the swamp. And it's like this swamp makes you depressed. It makes you lose hope. It makes you give up. It plays on all of your worst fears. And it's really hard to get out of it. But Atreyu gets out of it and he tries to save his horse, but then his horse dies. So there may have been like losses in your past that caused you to have a lot of those trust issues, or that stress and that fear and that worry. But it's like you're getting out of the swamp, group number 3, and your strength, your endurance, your sense of empowerment is going to be increasing. You're going to be getting up on the horse again. So it's almost like you're getting your horse back, you know? If something was taken away from you and it caused you to have a lot of stress, that you're going to be getting it back in one way, shape, or form. And it's going to feel empowering, and you're going to know that you did this yourself, and that in itself is fostering a lot of gratitude. It's expanding your sense of self, and that's where the empowerment comes in, and your experience of your own worthiness. It's not even like your concept of it. It's your experience of it, because it's always there. And the path, you can't make this shit up, you guys. This is how spirit communicates, because this whole time I was telling you about me literally walking on that forest path. And you have this card. You see? Trust the magic. Trust the universe, trust the divine, trust yourself, and trust other people, and trust yourself to be able to like read other people too. You know, if you're highly sensitive, you can tune into their energy. The only thing is that you need to be clear enough to be able to discern what's yours and what's theirs. That's the only thing. Clear. You know what? I saw this crystal ball before your reading. I picked up the deck to put it away off to the side after doing group 2's reading, and this one, the deck split and I saw this one, and here it is. So I knew this was going to come up. The crystal ball, keep yourself clear, because group 3, you're highly psychic. The fox, very psychic. The story I'm telling you was I'm literally a psychic. So this is psychic energy, and this is going to help you to read the situation better, like read the energy, read the room, read other people, read the environment, to feel into and trust your intuition to make the steps that are aligned with you. The only thing that may have been impeding that was not the sensitivity, it was what you had taken on and not gotten rid of because of the sensitivity. And so it's like working with your auric field more intentionally, working with your psychic abilities with more awareness of what you need, and then being able to remain clear so that you can see so clearly this path. You're like, oh, okay, I know I'm good because I can see it. I can feel it. If there was danger there, I would see it. I would feel it. I would get forewarning, and forewarned is forearmed. So pay attention to the good omens, because again, those are leading you on the right path. You have look how protected you are. This is the all-seeing eye that protects from the evil eye. So again, you have these psychic abilities. You can see what's coming. You can feel what's coming. So trust yourself. Just clear out the swamp, because then you like I said, I keep saying it, I keep feeling it. You're going to be able to see it so much more clearly. Okay. We have the golden wedding bands. Commit to this endeavor, they said. And they were giving us the word endeavor several times earlier. Group 3, there's some kind of an endeavor that you're being called to commit to. They're showing me the finish what you've started card again. Okay, so if there's an idea or a project or a path that you've been on, you are being called to continue. They're saying make it through to the other end. Follow your curiosity is what they're saying as well. Follow your curiosity and trust yourself to know that you will be safe. Because they're showing me the example again of when I was a kid and I walked through that drain pipe. I followed my curiosity. It may have been a dangerous thing for me to do that, but I followed my curiosity and I saw that, little camp area, and I was safe. Like if something was wrong, I would have been able to turn around and go out. I don't think that man was bad. I've talked to a few homeless people in my life, and sometimes spirit calls me to connect to them specifically. And they're beautiful people, beautiful souls. So there's something about like removing stigma, removing fear, increasing trust, seeing the worth in all beings. Brothers and sisters, you had that card, right? Yeah, it's like brothers and sisters. Don't underestimate the power of human connection and humanity. Like your own humanity and the humanity of other humans. They said there's hope for humanity, and they showed me the swamp. So if you've been like, okay, let's say, for example, group number 3, you are a very psychic, high vibrational person, and you've been sent here to help humanity, and you get discouraged sometimes because it's very low vibrational here in the 3rd dimensional realm, and people are out here hating and sending evil eye and lying and cheating and stealing and hurting and harming. Don't let that dictate your path and your vibration. Don't let that be the imaginary bear that keeps you from enjoying the path that you're on. Because your path is protected, and you're meant to bless the people who come along your path, and they will bless you too. It's a two-way street. It's a co-creative process. So I see you coming together. Not just with other people, with yourself. and with the divine and walking through this gateway and accomplishing your goal and doing what you came here to do. By the end of this lifetime, you will have completed your mission. Group number 3. You will have helped the world, and you will have done that by being in your highest energy, your most gracious energy, your embodiment of your worth, and seeing the worth in others, even if they're different, even if you're different. The scarab. I heard royal rights. Okay. Royal rights. You have a sacred right to be here is what's coming out. You have a sacred right to be here. Group number 3. You're from a royal lineage is what they're showing me. There's something specific about the never-ending story. Again, they're bringing that up and they're showing me Atreyu. I think that was the main character's name. Atreyu, the guy from the story, the boy in the story. Was he a knight or was he a prince or something? I would watch the Neverending Story, group number 3, because I feel like there's some kind of symbolism within that, or there's like an archetypal connection to the type of path that you have led or that you are leading. Yeah, there's something about, it's like archetype, or there's a lot of symbolism or coding in that, in the book or in the movie. Soap, okay, like I was saying, you guys, you really, really need to be diligent with your energetic cleansing. You really need to be diligent with that because you are in a swamp and you are this unicorn, okay? All right, what they're showing me is, again, the horse in the bog, the horse in the swamp of despair. And you're this pure white steed. And if your vibration lowers, then the muck touches your skin. And it's not like it taints you, but it gets in and then it affects how you feel. What they're showing me is that if you can keep your auric field clean, it can't touch your skin because it can't get through the barrier of your aura. Your aura becomes really big and really high vibrational and really powerful, and it acts as like a barrier. So none of that darkness can get in. It can't touch you, and therefore it can't like taint anything. It can't bring you down, basically. You'll still see it. You'll still interact with it. You might even still have like thoughts or some emotions around it, but it won't be all consuming and it won't affect how you perceive the world, yourself, or others. This is an important message. Keep your field clean. Sound and vibration. And now what they're showing me is, oh my God, this is so crazy. You guys, I always intuitively let spirit guide my life in every single moment of my day. Like literally my entire life is intuitively guided. And yesterday they had me watch Spider-Man 3. I'm doing like a Marvel marathon right now. I watched Iron Man and then Thor and Spider-Man. So yesterday I watched Spider-Man 3, and in that there's, what's his name? Venom, like that alien gloopy guy, and he latches on to Spider-Man and starts distorting his thoughts into fear-based or like aggressive type of thoughts at a cellular level. He's like a parasite that bonds and then distorts. And the thing that gets him off of Spider-Man and out of that like enmeshment is the sound of the ringing bell. There's a scene when Spider-Man is in the bell tower in the church and he's trying to get Venom off of him, and he's like pulling. It's like sticky and he can't get Venom off, but then he hits the bell and the bell starts clanging, and the sound, the frequency disturbs Venom and it like paralyzes him or like dissolves him. So, and then that's how he ends up defeating him in the end. So there's something about using frequency to cleanse your aura, okay? This is a big message. This is going to keep you squeaky clean so that you can see and feel and sense and know everything that you need to feel completely safe and protected, and you can complete, I was going to say, or commit. Maybe those two words just got merged. Yeah, they did. Okay. So you can complete by committing to this path. So use frequency to cleanse your aura. There's a ton of frequency channels here on YouTube for free, all different solfeggio scale frequencies and beyond. You can use sound bowls, tuning forks, bells, literally, drums, music. Yeah, Use frequency to cleanse your aura, group number 3. It's going to be specifically, very especially, if they're showing me acoustics. Acoustic locations. They're showing me inside the king's chamber or the queen's chamber, or inside like these hollows or caverns in the earth. There's acoustics. What? Yeah, something about acoustics and high frequency. Being able to amplify sound and frequency. It amplifies energy, and it naturally clears the auric field. And they're showing me that it sustains you as well. It's like nourishment for the soul, and it expands your auric field as well. So it's a triple threat. It expands, cleans, and feeds. Like it's such a good thing. Okay. The golden heart locket. Purity of the heart. That is your guiding force. I'm also getting this message of remember what you came here to do. And I'm also hearing remember who you came here to be. Remember who you came here to be, group number 3. Oh, the Omega, the golden Omega, Alpha and Omega, the all, beginning and end. The Alpha and Omega is another term for Christ. Christ consciousness is high vibrational heart frequency. It's that humanitarian perspective of loving your brothers and sisters. And Jesus was well known for cavorting. That's not the word I'm meaning to use. Spirit cavorting. No, that's the way that the Bible would put. But he connected with homeless people and prostitutes and drunkards and people who were down on their luck, basically, because he said, "Why would I go after the flock when it's the lost sheep who needs my help?" And it's not coming from a place of pity. It's coming from a place of seeing the worth in every single human soul on this planet, no matter their circumstance. It does not change their worthiness for love, their worthiness to exist, and their worthiness to rise and expand. Remember who you came here to be, group number 3, because you're included in this as well. Scales. Let's turn these around. You're here to exact karmic justice, and that does not mean something negative. In this case, it's like you balance the scales. Where things were unbalanced, it was too dark. You're here to be the balancing counterweight for that. Everything needs to be in harmony. Everything needs to be balanced. In a world that has become too dark, there needs to be balance. That's why the light workers came. That's why we were called. That's why we incarnated here. Souls from all over the universe. All over the universe volunteered, signed up, and waited in line and trained to be here. You are one of those souls, group number 3. We are those souls, and the souls on this community are a big part of that balancing act, bringing things back into harmony here on Earth. This is a sacred commitment that you made. And you deserve truly to do it with love and joy, because you don't counterweigh the darkness by being in the darkness. You counterweigh it by seeing it and being in the light instead. It takes great strength to do that. And you have that. Just keep your energy field clean. You'll see. Mushrooms. You have mushrooms. It's like fairy realm. The foxes and the fairies, right? Remember I was saying that. Nature is your friend here, group number 3, especially since the story that I told in the beginning was me being out in the forest. And as a nature spirit myself, that's where I actually feel most at home. So it was bizarre in that moment that I was not feeling that, but it was a lesson that I needed to teach. That's why everything that happens in my life is a lesson that I'm meant to first understand and then teach, because I'm a teacher. That's what I do at soul level. So you guys are reconnecting to the sacred power of nature and the nature within you as a soul and how everything is connected. The mycelium communicate through root networks, through spores. They are magical, powerful beings in and of themselves. Everything is connected, is what they're showing me. Everything is connected. And you're meant to be connected to that. Even if you feel different, because you are different. Let's just call a spade a spade. You are different. And that's how it's meant to be. You're not meant to be the same as everyone else that's here, because then you wouldn't be that counterweight. So be different. Own it, empower yourself, know that you're worthy, know that you're deserving, raise your frequency, keep it high as much as possible, and connect to the spirits of the earth, because they are here to support you and guide you, especially the fox. All right, group number 3, that is what I see for you. What a good omen. Talk about a good omen, multiple good omens. You are on your path. You are halfway there. You've just hit a checkpoint, and you are going to be able to complete the other half of the path with extreme joy and gratitude. It's beautiful. I'm so thankful that I get to relay these messages to you as they come through straight from the divine, straight from source. I love you guys, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here on the channel. Thank you so much for being here on Earth, doing this work. We literally could not do it without you. It is a team effort. My appreciation and gratitude goes out to you. For your greatest and highest good, may you complete this path with much empowerment. If you guys are interested in getting the Synchronicities Oracle deck, like I said, it is available through the link to pre-order in the description box below. I love you guys again, and we'll see you in the next reading.